Good morning, my dear students. As we have discussed in the last class that I will make this video, I will complete this lesson in two parts. So, first part already we have discussed. In that part, we have completed our reading portion and our word meanings. Now, in this part, as you know, the lesson name is the Swan Queen. In this part, we will complete our question answers and other exercise work like fill in the blanks and grammatical portion. So, as I have already told you, the lesson name is the Swan Queen. It was a very interesting story. In the previous video, we have discussed about the different characters of the story and different type of word meanings. So, now I am going to show you the slides in which I have written all the question answers, fill in the blanks and other grammatical portion. So, whenever you find any difficulty, you can pause the video and check the answer and you can write all the answers in your copy. So, first of all you will have to take your copy and your pen with you, and whatever I have written here in the slides, you can write in your copy, question answers and other grammatical portion. Right? Shall we start now? Okay. So, here, fill in the blanks has given you in the book. Total 5 fill in the blanks has given you, and the first fill in the blanks I have written the answer in different color. You can find out easily what is the answer. See, the question number A is, every morning they went out to a nearby forest to that answer is collect dry wood and leaves, right? And the second one is, but they wondered, this is the answer, wondered as to who their kind helper was, right? Then we will go to the question number C. Then she turned into a maid and went to the well to fetch water. This is the answer, went. Went is the answer. And question number D is, but the queen refused to heed to any of them. Okay, the heed is the answer of this question. And the last question, question number E, she left sun and flew away with him. She left sun and flew away with him. So here, these are the fill in the blanks. I hope all of you understood. We have completed this fill in the blanks here. Now the second portion is answer the following questions. See, these are the very important. You will have to write all the answers in your fair copy and learn it well. See, the first question, what did the swan do for the old couple? This is the question number 1. A, what did the swan do for the old couple? The answer is, she hit the fire, cooked the dinner, cleaned and washed everything for the old couple. Okay? Then the second one is, question number B has given you in your book. What did the old man do one day? The answer is, one day old man stayed back at the home alone. The old man took away her wings and burned them. Right? The question number C is, why did the maid cry out badly? The maid cried out badly because she could not find her wings. Now she would not be able to meet her parents and her love. Again, I am repeating this question again. The maid cried out badly because she could not find her wings. Now she would not be able to meet her parents and her love. Then we go to the next question, question number D. Who married the maid? Who married the maid? The answer is the king married the maid. The king married the maid. As you have read that story, I read for you, as you have listened to me carefully, then you will come to know what was the answer of these questions. All the answers are in the book itself, right? Then the answer number E, what the king do when the queen did not come back? Answer is, when the queen did not come back, the king married Luma. Luma, the witch. Who was Luma? Luma was a witch, right? As we have understand in the word meaning, what is the meaning of witch? Do you know? See, this is the last answer. What plan did the old man tell the king? The answer is, the old man told the king, put some tar on the window through which swan flies out. Her wings will be glued to it. Seize her with your hand and tear the wings off with your right hand. She will then get back to her human form. I am writing again this answer. The old man told the king, put some tar on the window through which swan flies out. Her wings will be glued to it. Seize her with your hand and tear the wings off with your right hand. She will then get back to her human form, right? So here we have completed all the question and answers. Now we'll go to the grammatical portion, which has given you in the last of your book. Understood? See, here, the first is match the words in column A with their meaning in column B. So what you have to do, there is no need to write this in your copy. It has already given in your book. So what you have to write in your copy, only question answers. Question answers you have to write in your fair copy, and all these things has given you in your book. Till then you did not get the, I know that you do not get the books till now. So what you have to do, you can write all these things in your rough copy for the learning purpose, right? Now, these are the words, and here the meanings of the word has given you. What we have to do, we will have to match the following only. First, put aside. The meaning of put aside is keep at one side. So, the word is put aside. The meaning of the word is keep at one side, right? Then, as I told you, the meaning of witch. The meaning of witch is an evil woman having magical power. An evil woman having magical power. Then the C one is glued. The meaning of glued is fixed. So as you all of know that whenever we want to fix something to for the fixed something we used glue. So the meaning of glued is fixed. Seize, D. The meaning of seize is take by force. Take by force, right? And here feast. F-E-A-S-T. The meaning of that feast is a grand meal. A grand meal, right? So here we have completed our word meanings. And now the grammar portion is going to be start. That is first one. Here definitions has given you there, as we have already studied in class 1, 2, 3 and 4. The noun has given you there, then the part of the noun has given you. So first is noun. We have already know the definition of noun. Noun is a word we use as the name of a person, place or thing. See, the definition can be different. Noun is the name of a person, place, animals or a thing. Or here, noun is a word we used as the name of a person, place or thing. Okay? So don't think that whatever is written here is correct. Okay, you have learned in class 3 the different definition. See, both the definitions are correct, but that should be correct in meaning. Meaning should be correct. Okay. Or in class 2nd also we have learned all the naming words are noun, right? And the noun here, the noun is divided into two parts. So the main division of the noun can be two: concrete noun and abstract noun. The definition of concrete noun and abstract noun has given you there with the example. Concrete noun. A concrete noun represents something that can be seen, tasted, heard, or smelled. The meaning of that definition is the thing which we can touch, we can smell, we can taste, or we can see. That thing is called a concrete noun. Understood? And the abstract noun is the name of a quality, action, or state that can be seen or touched, that cannot be seen or touched. The example is thought, childhood, motherhood. See, here we have learned the things which we have seen, touched, or smelled, that is called a concrete noun. And here in the abstract noun, we have learned that the things which we have not seen, we have not touched, we cannot touch, that is called a abstract noun. Example already has given you. I told you the example of concrete noun is tub, child. These all are material nouns, so we can touch, right? Here the abstract noun, the example is thought. Thought we cannot touch. In the childhood is we cannot touch childhood, and the motherhood also we cannot touch. Then this concrete noun has divided in three parts: proper noun, common noun, and collective noun. Okay, proper noun, common noun, and collective noun. So here the definition of proper noun, as you know, in class 3 and class 4 already we have learned about this. The proper noun. All proper noun is the name of same particular person, place. Same particular person or place, right? Like John, Delhi, anybody's name, any place name, Mumbai, Agra, America, Australia, like this. John, the name John or Rahul, Aditya, like this. These all are in the proper noun section. Correct? Then we'll go to the common noun. This is also a part of concrete noun. So common noun, a common noun is a name in common to every person or thing of same class or kind. Same class or kind. The meaning of same class or kind is all the common nouns is having the same class, same kind, right? So the example is man, city. This is the example of common noun. And here the last part is, the third part of concrete noun is collective noun, right? A collective noun is a word used to represent a group of people, animals, or things, right? So the collective noun, the meaning of collective noun is, a collective noun is a word used to represent a group of people. See, the group of people, that means the same kind of things group, right? Animal or things, like a herd of cattle, a bunch of flowers, right? These kind of things are in the collective noun section, right? So here we have understood, we have learned noun, then the main two parts of the noun, that is called concrete noun and abstract noun, and the different part of concrete noun. This is called proper noun, common noun, or collective noun. Although you have learned all these things in the grammar section, all these things in your grammar books too, right? So I hope you have understood all these things. Now we'll go to the exercise which is related to these nouns. See, given below is a list of nouns. Put each of them in the relevant column, right? Here some noun has given you here. what we have to do, we will have and we will have to differentiate the nouns to the relevant column. So here concrete nouns, those are belong to concrete noun, we will write in the concrete noun column, and those nouns are belong to abstract noun, we will put that noun into the abstract noun column. Okay, here this one is motherhood. So all that, as we have understood, we have when we are learning the definition, the motherhood, we know the motherhood is a feeling like. So we will change this, we will write this motherhood to the abstract noun, right? Then docket is also a concrete noun, so we can write this in the column of concrete noun, right? Then the next word is docility. A Y is missing here, so please consider Y here. That is docility. This is an abstract noun, so we will write this docility in the abstract noun. So please consider Y here, right? Then friendship also a feeling like. So we will write in the abstract noun column. Slave. This is slave. Slave also will be written to here in the concrete noun, and then slavery is also a, we will write in the abstract noun column. Hero can be a male person, so we can touch or we can see. So that's why the hero is to be concrete noun. And heroism will go to the abstract noun. Owner can be a male or female, so we can touch or we can see that one. So that owner will go to the concrete noun. Then ownership will go to the abstract noun, as the minister is go to the same. Minister is also can be a male or female, so we can see, we can touch, right? So that will also be go to the concrete noun. And here ministry. The ministry we cannot touch, we cannot see. That's a post. That is a post. So that ministry will go to the abstract noun. So these all nouns we have already divided. Here one is missing here, that is slave. So you can write this slave to this column. And here one Y is missing. Write the Y here. Y already has written. These already has given you in your book. We have to write this column and this column, right? So this is already I have written here. So all these things have written in your book. By mistake I have not written here, right? So next we will go to the next question. That is, sort out proper nouns and common nouns from the following. As we have learned the definition of proper noun and common noun in our previous slides. So here that paragraph has given you, we will have to find out what is proper noun and what is common noun here. Okay? So first I will read this paragraph for you. Delhi is one of the biggest city of India. It is situated on the bank of the river Yamuna. It has many historical buildings like the Red Fort, the Qutub Minar, the Humayun's tomb made during the Mughal period, right? There are also many buildings of historical importance built during the British rule. So this paragraph has given you, we will have to find out, you will have to write all the common noun and proper noun. Okay? In the next slide we will see. Here, proper noun. So as we have, we read that paragraph, in that paragraph there are some common noun and some proper noun. So I have written here for you. That's proper noun column and this is common noun column. Proper noun, Delhi, India, Yamuna, Red Fort, Qutub Minar, Humayun's tomb, Mughal and British. As you know, common noun is a name of a person, like person or things or a place, right? So here, Delhi is a place name, India is also a country name, Yamuna, river name, and a red fort. Red fort is already one fort is there. That name is Red Fort. And here one minaret is there. That the name of that minaret is Qutub Minar. And Humayun's tomb, Mughal, and British. These all are the names. So we have we have written all these things in the proper noun. Then we will go to the common noun, cities, river, buildings. See, they are talking about the city. What? They are talking about the city. City is a word which is related to the common noun, right? Then river is also a common noun, and buildings. Buildings also a common noun, right? Now we will go to the next slide. Match the following to complete phrases. Match the following to complete phrases. See, this is the examples of collective noun. These are the example of collective noun. We can say a cluster of stars. A cluster of stars, a pack of cards, a pile of books, a herd of cattle, an army of soldiers. These all are the examples of collective noun, right? Then, with the synonyms of the following. As you know, synonyms is the same meaning with a different word. See, the first one is nearby. Nearby, the same meaning should be there, but the word should be different. Nearby, close by, return, come back, little, small, tale, story, glue, fix, far, distant. Okay? Far, distance. Okay? So here we have completed our synonyms too. Then synonyms too. So I think I have completed all the exercise words. Fill in the blanks we have completed. Word power also we have completed, and grammatical portion, question answer. So we have completed. So what I'm going to tell you, you will have to write all the question answers in your fair copy. If you are having any confusion, any doubt, you can pause the video and write it again. You can pause the video and write in your fair copy. So whenever we will meet in the class, I will ask you to the questions. Okay? So here we have completed all the questions. So now thank you so much, and with this hope all of you are keeping fine at your home. Be safe and protect yourself from the coronavirus. So keep inside in your house. Thank you and have a nice day.